How about those employee engagement scores? How'd you do? How did you do? Did you score really highly, or is there some area for opportunity? Either way, my purpose for coming on here today, engagement and performance is so important. But so many times people just look at the raw score and they may be doing that competitive comparison to the organization or to other teams, to their peers. That's all great. Healthy competition is good. What we don't want to do, and what I have seen done, is to only do that comparison or to only look at the score. It's not about a number, because your team is not a number. Your team deserves your full devoted attention. And that means you get your score, you dive deep into the details and the data behind that score, and then you say, all right, time for some reflection. What do I know about my team? What don't I know about my team? What can I ask my team to have some rich dialogue around why the score may be what it is? Let me tell you, the number does not always translate into what you think it does. I've seen teams who think, great, we're knocking it out of the park. This number is great. What happens is there are some undiscovered little golden nuggets that had they asked and had they had that conversation, they would have discovered. Sometimes, too, when the number is low, we make assumptions about why that's low. Oh, it's because this other team didn't partner with us. Oh, it's because right now, very relevant, COVID happened. Oh, it's because people are working from home and maybe they're just not as engaged. You still have a responsibility to them. Oh, it's because there's new members of the team who aren't maybe meshing with the existing team. Maybe it's one of those things. Maybe it's two of them. Maybe it's all of them. Maybe it's none of them. You have to make sure that you're asking questions. I talk a lot about curious questions, and there's a reason for that. We can't make assumptions. We want to assume positive intent. We need to know what's on our team's mind. How do you know? Unless you ask. Sometimes that might be met with silence. And if that's the case, you need to know how to pull that information out. You need to know how to talk to your team, how to get them to trust you, how to be comfortable with your team. So it's not about just improving a raw score. It's not about that. The intent of employee engagement on the whole, as a strategy and as a survey, is to really help you own that and to help your team be successful. You want a high performing team, right? Well, that means not just treating it as a number, not treating your team as a number. That means doing the work, the hard work, getting sometimes answers you may not want to hear, things that may shock you that your team may be feeling that you were not aware of. But guess what? Now you're ahead of the game because now you know. That means now it's incumbent upon you to fix it. And so that, my friends, is where the real magic happens. Don't think of engagement as just a number. If you have any questions, you have some thoughts on this topic, drop them in the comments here. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to have a side conversation, a little sidebar, I'm here for that too. And feel free to drop me a note. But until then, give it a thought. Make sure that your words have actions behind them, because if they don't, your team will remember that. If they do, guess what? Another bonus, they'll remember that too. Drop me some comments and let's have a conversation.